Hi there, this is Dr. Enson Wesia with Leaders for Life, a program in which we discuss various aspects of what leaders do and the context in which leaders perform their activities. I'm so delighted to be with you, to come into your house, to come in your room, to come in your office, wherever you are listening and watching this broadcast. We've been dealing on the subject or a series we've entitled You as a Leader. You are the center of leadership. Wherever you are, whatever your capacity, whatever your nationality, you are a leader. And this is topic number 4 we want to deal with. Topic number 1, we talked about the image of God in you, the capacity to lead. Topic number 2, we talked about the mandate to lead. The demand God has placed on you. Topic number 3, we dealt with the major challenges of leadership. Today, we deal with changing things. That part of your zeal, your mandate, your ambition should be to change things, is to develop a capacity or to engineer a capacity to change things. In the previous episode, we dealt with the fact that there are major challenges in the leadership context. The context itself is embedded with complexity and evil and danger. The context itself is full of thorns, full of briars, full of challenges, catastrophe, danger. We also dealt with the fact that human beings themselves are, frighteningly wicked, dangerously wicked, that out of them comes imperfection, that whatever they do and however they do, they are rendering out of an imperfect capacity. Why? Because sin had a major blow on the capacity of humanity. We can't run away from that fact. Yes, even though our capacity are marred, but they are marred in such a way that we should always remember that imperfection always lurks, always stalks us, always follows us. And because of that, there's complexity in life. But today, I want to deal with the issue of changing things. The goal of leadership is that we transform situations. That's a goal of leadership. The end result of leadership is transformation. Now, transformation comes through a series of changes. Whenever we bring in intervention, whenever we bring in what we think is a service we are delivering. It could be all kinds of service. It could be health service, education service. It could be products we are delivering. That product should shift life's status from one degree to a better degree. That change that is brought by specific intervention, when that change becomes permanent, we call that transformation. So transformation is the end result of every leadership service. Changing things is the key to leadership. We want to lead, we want to influence people, we want to influence society to the point that there is permanent change, good permanent change. And that good permanent change is so significant that it changes everything about our lives. So that is the goal of transformation, of leadership. So when we're talking about leadership, we should always think transformation. We should always think permanent change. We should always think good permanent change. From a lower form of life to a higher form of satisfied life. Good permanent change. That's what we are looking for. But the unfortunate thing, there are a few things that stand in our way to try to lead a context or to try to lead other people to this level of transformation. The very first thing that I would want to address is fear. Fear. We've already said that this series, we've called it You as a Leader. One thing that you are going to face is fear to lead. Fear to lead. You will always give excuses why you feel you are not the right person to do that which is being presented to you. You always give excuses. You will say, I do not know how to speak, my English is bad. As if English is a measure of the capacity to deliver service to humanity. You may be able to say, I'm not well educated. You will say all kinds of things. I do not have the resources. I do not have the funds. But you remember we talked about dominion mandate. Part of the dominion mandate is giving vision, giving direction. And it's important for us to remember that vision itself, the clarity of vision, is so significant because it also starts pulling resources towards the intervention you're bringing in. The clarity of vision, when you clearly demonstrate and articulate the right vision, there will be resources that will come. So the fact of fearing saying we don't have resources is an aspect of lack of vision or lack of vision articulation. We are not articulating the right vision. Therefore, people and sponsors and stakeholders and people who are willing to partner and participate in what we're doing don't know what we are thinking. So it's important for us to articulate vision. Fear will always make you run away from what you are supposed to do. It will always make you look like a dwarf. That's what fear is. Fear will dwarf your capacity. I'm challenging you and asking you to think beyond fear. Years ago, Madame Joyce Meyer, a speaker, a Christian presenter, preacher, said at the very beginning of our walk as a minister of the gospel, not as a walk as a Christian, but a walk as a preacher, she used to be constantly afraid until God challenged her and told her, do it afraid. Even if you are afraid, do it anyway. Even if you are afraid, do it anyway. So she wrote, I guess I should believe it's her first little book. It is called Do It Afraid. It's a powerful concept. You will always never remove fear because fear is your interaction with your environment. You always compare yourself with others. You always think you do not have adequate resources to do it. So fear will always be there. But, courageous leaders are the ones that are able to say, yes, I may not have all this, but I'm going to do it anyway. I may not have all the required education, but I've become so prepared that I'm going to surmount my fear and do it anyway. So fear will always be there. Even as I speak, some of you could be afraid because of things. You could be afraid that you can't go back into your community and articulate the right vision because you think there are others that are more suited to do it. Some of us, we are afraid that we can't start that school because we may not have all the resources. Despite the passion, despite the zeal, you think, I don't have resources, I can't begin. Some of us, we may think, I can't go into politics because I do not have people to launch me, people to support me. Despite that, you have got great ideas in how to shift your society, to shift your area to become a great place. You are saying, I can't do it. Well, let me challenge you. Do not look first at the resources you require. Do not look first at the knowledge base you require. Look at vision. Articulate what you would want to see as a vision. Articulate so deeply, reflect over it, brood over it, and start asking questions. What else can I do to get the resources necessary? What else can I do to get connection that will take me to where I should find solution? So that's what you need to do. It is powerful. That is a thing that would stand in your way. Fear. The second element that I would want you to know is that a lot of us will look at the negative, at the pain, at the danger. We look at the suffering, and we don't look at the opportunities that are constantly there. I have come to realize that many times when you are in the society, you are so used to see your context, and you are so used to see your suffering, and you don't look at the opportunities. Permit me to use an example you may not like. If you are in a room, you may not realize that there are things that you've become used to until an outsider comes in. You may be in a room, you've stayed there in the room for hours, you're working there, and then somebody walks into the room and asks you, why haven't you opened the windows? This room is stuffy. Why? Because you have become acclimatized to that room. Your body reaction had become used to that room, and there was nothing wrong. You are not suffocating, you are not feeling hot, the temperature, you have become used to it until an outsider comes in. An outsider sees things far better than the person who has gotten used to the society. Let me give you a second example. You are in a society where you are doing all you can to make ends meet, and then new entrants come, supposedly from an outside country, and those people start seeing opportunities you're not seeing. Here's a bad example I referenced. I wanted you to know. A lot of times we've had people that have come from other countries and they perform better than us. Do you know the reason? They have seen opportunities much more than us. We have become so used to the suffering, and all we do is to see the pain, to complain about the pain, to always speak the pain. We even create songs for pain. We make pictures for pain until an entrant comes in. We have had people that have come from East Africa, West Africa, Asia, that have come into our country and have seen great opportunities. Yet us, the people, the citizens of the nation who have stayed here longer, all we've seen is the pain, suffering, difficulties, danger. So for you as a leader, you must learn to take a step outside and start looking at things differently. Start looking at life activities flowing like a river. Look at it and see different opportunities. Many times we have become so harsh with the people that have come from outside countries. And we always say they are taking, our businesses. But before they came, you didn't do that business. Before they came, you didn't even know there was that business. You could have seen the opportunity, but you never leveraged it. You gave all excuses. I challenge you, always look at the opportunities. Even in the suffering, there are opportunities. Even in the pain, there are opportunities. So I said, changing things depends upon us. We need to do transformation is the end result of leadership. You are the person to change things. You are the person to bring transformation. I challenge you to reflect deeply. Don't look over your shoulder. You are the one. Don't look at the leaders. You are the one. Don't accuse the foreigners. You are the one. let us change things. God has given us the capacity to develop transformation. Well, thank you so much. This has been Dr. Enson with Leadership for Life. May God richly bless you. Shalom from us.